This is 5-minute climate weather reports, where we bring you concise analysis of extreme weather events and their link to climate change. August 2023 has gone down in history as the driest August in over 120 years. Let's grasp the gravity of this alarming trend in this episode. Hi Kartiki. Well, not so good news with this year's August been marked as the driest August in the century with 36% below normal rains. Can you give us a bit more context on this historic event?
Hi, Manjari. This August has been a rainfall deficit of 36%, making it the driest August in the century since 1901 when IMD started keeping proper records. To put it in perspective, this dry spell surpasses the previous record set in 2005 when we had a 25% rainfall deficit in August. The country this year has received only 162.7 mm of rain compared to the normal rainfall of 255 mm.
So it's evident that South India has been significantly affected, experiencing drought-like conditions with a 60% rainfall deficit. Are there other regions that have been impacted as well?
While South India is indeed the hardest hit with a 60% less rainfall, the situation in Northwest as well as Central India is far from ideal. Both these regions are grappling with large rainfall deficiency of over 35%. Now, what is particularly more concerning is that the core monsoon zone, which includes the majority of central India, has been deficit for most of the month. Now, this area stretches from Gujarat in the west to West Bengal and Odisha in the east, and it is vital for rain-fed agricultural activities.
So, what are the key factors contributing to this unusual dry spell?
Well, primary reason is the extended break-monsoon conditions, wherein the axis of monsoon trough, which is responsible for giving rains over monsoon core zone, shifts along the Himalayan region. Now, during this time, heavy rains are confined over the hilly states of Himalayas and foothills, like we saw this time in Himachal. Meanwhile, rain is suppressed in rest of the country. Now, the month saw 3 spells of break monsoon spells, which altogether resulted in 20 days, highest so far in the last 3 decades. In fact, it still continues. Now, only 2 low pressure systems formed against the normal of 5 low pressure area systems in August. Now, those 2 systems were also not very active, that could have pulled back monsoon trough towards south over the core monsoon zone.
Can you elaborate on how El Nino and other weather patterns have influenced this situation?
Of course, the developing El Nino played a role in prolonging the break monsoon conditions and making it more intense. Now, it was also supported by the absence of sub-seasonal weather patterns like Indian Ocean Dipole IOD and Maiden-Julian oscillation that boost rainfall during the monsoon.
So, before we end this episode, could you reflect a little bit on what is there in store for September?
Well, the situation is not very promising in the concluding monsoon month. Although climate models are indicating towards the revival of monsoon current in the first half of the month, but that would not be enough to save the country from the below normal monsoon. Both MGO and IOD are likely to be in positive phase, but at the same time, the impact of El Nino will continue to grow over the monsoon performance. So, whatever recovery will be done during the first half of September will be consumed during the second half. So, the country might end up with below normal monsoon rains.
And that wraps up our discussion on the unprecedented dry spell in August of this year and the factors contributing to this concerning event. We'll continue to keep a close eye on these weather patterns and their impact on the region. Thank you for tuning in.